Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're talking about OCD. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of my OCD kind of things and a little bit about like how I was able to overcome that OCD. Really, really cool. So all that's coming up. Let's go. Right guys, so basically, we're upstairs in the living room again. I don't really film up here that much, maybe I should. These are just boxes, these are just going back, these are like returns. So I'm basically having to go to the post office today, return some clothes. These are from Zara. We've been buying like a lot of different stuff right now. I told you guys in the last vlog, we were talking about like, you know, clothing and the likes of, and all that stuff and what we're doing with our wardrobe. So we bought a bunch of stuff from Zara, but you know, it's just trial and error. And not everything's gonna fit every single time. So we're taking a bunch of stuff back, which is cool. But whilst I got you in the living room, I want to show you guys something. So there's a company that I've worked with before called Yummy Nutrition, and you guys know all about them. And they're really cool company. The guys are super awesome. They actually helped get us to the USA to do the VidCon conference that we did. So the neurodiversity panel at VidCon would never have been possible without the help of Yummy Nutrition. You know, I speak highly of the company, and we've done quite a bit of stuff. And you know, they are actually, yeah, they're just a great company. They're actually really nice guys. But one of the most important things I wanted to share with you guys, yeah, just kind of like thank them because I wanted to show you something. So this is like a basket full of like supplements and stuff that we have in our house, which is basically, you know, in the morning we get up and take all our supplements, and this is, you know, basically where we get them from. But one of the main ones is this. This is a Yummy Nutrition supplement. They're not paying me to say this, guys, so please bear with me. Look, this is a hair, skin, and nails vitamin C and E biotin gummies. Now these are amazing. This is blueberry flavor, right? Now let me tell you a story. So when you have like a baby, your body goes through some crazy changes. So for women having a baby, their body goes through crazy changes, and the hair gets a little bit thinner, like different hormones get released and stuff like that. One of the most interesting things for me is that when Naomi, as my partner, after she had the baby, you know, she had the thing, you know, the hair was getting thinner and things like that. So she started taking these vitamins, and the hair growth has just been phenomenal. She's just like, the regrowth of hair is just crazy. She's super happy, and she can't recommend these more. Guys, if you want daily vitamins that are good for your hair, skin, and nails, honestly, this is the one for you. I can't recommend this stuff enough. There is a link in the description below this video for USA and for UK, wherever you're based, you know, if you want to get your hands on some. But I highly recommend them. A lot of people say to me like, Dan, you know, what can you recommend for hair growth? This is the best one I've ever seen, honest to God. And again, like I said, this is not a sponsored video, guys. I'm literally just telling you guys this because I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, and yeah. So I've got to take this stuff back to Zara. So I actually buy stuff from Zara. I'm actually wearing Zara skinny jeans right now. They're really cool actually. So this is them. And anyway, yeah, I've got to do that. Go to the post office, and I want to just, yeah, I'll walk with you guys. You guys can walk with me to the post office, and it's going to be super awesome. Let's talk about OCD because this is super important. It's something very important I wanted to talk about because a lot of people know that I have OCD and dyslexia and ADHD as well as autism. So I wanted to do a little bit more talking about those things. So OCD is an interesting one. It basically has this impact on your life, which is profound, unlike any other. Let's go ahead. Interrupt this broadcast viewing to give you guys a special message on music. Well, no, I'm only joking. It's not about music. I just wanted to put this segment in here to say that if anybody is dealing with like OCD and stuff, I highly recommend that if it's becoming an impact on your life, then try and reach out to a therapist or a doctor or a friend or a family member, somebody who can support you, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be going through this alone. My videos can only do so much, but I do really want you to take care of yourself. Also, I'd love to listen to what you guys have to say about it. So leave me a comment in the comment section below because I love to talk to you guys. I read every single comment and respond to every single one. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit, guys. Back to the normal viewing. Whew, guys, it's brisk and autumny out here. It's like it's super windy. You can feel that like autumn coming in. Check out all the leaves on the ground. Check it out. Look, you can see all the leaves on the ground here. So OCD stands for Obsessive Compulsive Disorder, which is basically a disorder. You can get diagnosed with just OCD. So if you just have an obsessive compulsive disorder, you can just get like OCD, right? Which is just like when they diagnose you with OCD. But for people on the spectrum, like you can get a comorbid condition. So you can have like OCD and autism. Now the thing that I find most interesting about this is that like when you have just obsessive compulsive disorder, it's something that you do because you think something bad's going to happen, but then you have routines in autism where nothing bad's going to happen, you just enjoy doing those things over and over again, which I find like super interesting, right? So one of my most recent OCDs was the fact that like over here in the UK we have the postal service, or the Royal Mail as we call it over here, Royal Mail, because we're British, everything's royal. So we have the Royal Mail, and the Royal Mail actually have like elastic bands, you know, like rubber bands that you hold your mail together with, and what happens is when they're going around doing their duty, they kind of just go up to a door and they just throw it on the floor. So then I was walking around and I'd see these things and I'd be like, hey, somebody's left like elastic bands out in the open, and I'd be like, well, why are they leaving them here? Because they're just gonna rot and hurt the environment. And then also I was thinking about the fact that, hey, you know, if I want elastic bands, I have to go and buy some. So then I was like, well, why don't I just collect these elastic bands? And then it became an obsession. So every time I'd go out, I'd have to like stop and pick up these elastic bands, and every time I'd go for a run, I'd have to stop my run every time I passed an elastic band that was on the floor, and I'd have to keep picking them up. And every time I picked them up, I was always like, oh, is this the right thing to do? Am I doing right, or should I be doing this? But then in my mind I was like, I have to do this because otherwise I'll have to pay for them, and then this is going to damage the environment. And I felt like I was doing something that was evidently going to help everybody. Then I ended up having like about 6 million of these things in my house, and then I ended up throwing them away, which is obviously bad for the environment as well. Then I came to some kind of sudden realization, something that was profound actually, and I'll talk about that just now. There's a few things that I realized. Number one was that I needed to get out of the cycle that if I didn't pick up these bands, then nothing bad would happen, okay? And how do you do that, okay? This is how you do it. Oh, look. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is it right here, right there, look at it. So how do you stop that? How do you like stop it, right? And it's very simple. You have to break the cycle. The cycle was I was going there and picking them up, and then I was believing that everything was going to happen because of that. But then I didn't realize to stop and think that, hey, if I didn't pick it up, do you think anything else would happen? You know, think anything bad would happen? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to chance it. But I needed to break the cycle. And I broke the cycle with the same reason as why I stopped. And it's very simple. It's simply this, right? If I was the person picking up these elastic bands and then throwing them into the bin or the rubbish tip, and they were just going to landfill and waste, and no one's really getting anything from it, then I'd be stopping somebody else who might actually need them picking them up. So there could be a kid with a school project, it could be a guy who doesn't have a lot of money and needs a lot of elastic bands. And so one of the things I did was I realized, hey, why don't I just leave it there as a good deed, because I'd still be doing good and something good might come out of it. And that's how I broke the cycle. And by breaking the cycle, the whole thing turned around. It was just how I did it. That was exactly how I did it. So if you have an OCD and it's like it's becoming a pain and it's becoming a bane on your life, right? And this is what you need to do. You need to break the cycle with something positive, because by doing a positive action and you're still creating positive feedback, it's like karma, right? And karma breeds karma. Like if you're gonna do something good, you're gonna get something good back. I would highly recommend that if anybody is feeling like they have an OCD that's taken over their life, try and input something that's super positive in there, because, well, why wouldn't you, you know? Okay guys, I'm back in the office right now, and so I just wanted to talk about when a few years ago I had therapy to deal with OCD, right? And one of the things the guy said to me was, you have two options. You have the option where you just don't do the thing that you feel obsessively compulsed to do. Just don't do it, and then you'll be amazed at the results. And this is called going cold turkey. Now, cold turkey is a term used by recovering drug addicts and stuff, where they don't have drugs for a certain amount of time, how the body reacts to not having those drugs, like a withdrawal symptom, right? So one of the ways they teach is that you should go cold turkey in OCD, and then it'll just kind of like forcibly overcome you, or get you to overcome those issues. which I find quite brutal, and that's like exposure therapy, which sometimes works with some things, but I feel like with OCD, it's something slightly more delicate and sensitive. So the other option we had was to break the cycle. And how do you break a cycle? Because by breaking the cycle, you're almost knowing that you're going to go cold turkey, right? So the only way to positively break the cycle is to do what I said. You take the matter, the issue at hand, and then you say, okay, how can I break this cycle by implementing something that's going to be positive? Because if the OCD is there to support you through something, because people have OCDs when they're feeling kind of vulnerable or when they are scared that something bad is going to happen. And so you need to have positive inflection on the things that you think are going to be bad, and then that might actually help break the cycle, and then you can overcome that specific OCD pattern. Oh my god, mate, what the hell is that? So like the weird thing about OCD is that like I have loads of them, right? You see me closing the door then. I have to like close the door, put the handle, put the key in, lock the door, check it's locked, put the key in my pocket, then go back and check that the door is locked afterwards. It's kind of like a fail-safe because I want to make sure that the house is locked. So in this situation, this OCD doesn't rule my life. I actually have enjoyment from that OCD because it's part of my Asperger's and it's part of my routine. So I go, you know, if someone says to me, Dan, did you lock the door? I said, yeah, I checked twice every single time before I go out that the door is locked twice. It's a really, really interesting one because like I was saying earlier, when you have autism routines, you do those routines or those things like almost like OCD, but you do them because you really get enjoyment from those and they're pleasurable to you. People with just OCD don't like to do the things that their mind is forcing them to do because they just want to just not, you know, they'd rather just relax and not have to, you know, clean the house from top to bottom every single day 5 times, you know? And it's those things where you have to break the cycle. In things with autism, you have to know which ones like OCD, which could be damaging to mental health, and then the things that are just routines that are going to be beneficial to you if you complete them. Like, I love the way that I, you know, hang my clothes up, and I love the way that I brush my teeth at night because it's a routine, and I love that routine and it's obsessive. Okay, maybe if I'm halfway through it and I've done it wrong, I have to start again from the beginning, which is fine, but those things don't rule my life. The only downfall I have is I like to do them right, but sometimes they make me late. And being super late is kind of like my trait. Everyone knows I run on downtime, right? Which is like being really late for something all the time. But that being said, I mean, it's just part of who I am, and if that's part of, you know, the condition, and you know, I have that condition, and that's who I am, and everyone just needs to kind of chill with that, I guess, in a way. But I find that OCD is such a fascinating concept that not a lot of people really get it, like really get it in depth. And this is just the first video I'm going to do on OCD. I'm going to do way more on OCD, and I'm going to talk a bit more in depth about it, more hacks, more tricks. I'm going to actually share a lot more of my OCD traits and stuff with you guys. But I'm really interested to know if you guys like this video. If you like this type of content, please give this video a thumbs up, because it would just be really, really awesome, because I know then that you want to see more videos like this. And also, I'd love to know your thoughts on OCD. Do you guys have OCD? Do you guys not have OCD? Do you want to know more about it? Leave me a comment in the comment section. I respond to every single comment and I read every single one, so it'd be amazing if you guys could just reach out. I've got to go now because I need to edit a lot of videos down, and I need to kind of just get on it, man. I have so much work to get on with, but you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.